Hi, folks. My name is Adeyinka Grandson. I'm going to talk to you today about Atiku recent pronouncement that he is no longer part of the APC and is now a member of the PDP. And from the onset, I will tell you that this is a game of conquer, and this is a game of playing to outsmart the Yoruba nation as a whole. And then the Fulani are playing, I won't use the word divide and rule, but you will see at the end of this presentation, you will see the game the Fulani think they are playing, but they don't understand that the Yoruba youth are now smart than before. Now, the first thing I'm going to tell you is to tell you that the Yoruba people in Nigeria, we are indigenous population of Nigeria. We're not immigrants. And but the Fulani are immigrants. They are not indigenous to Nigeria. The population of Nigeria, Yoruba in Nigeria, the Yoruba are 25% of the total population of Nigeria, and then Fulani are only 9%. My presentation is about Yoruba and Fulani tonight. So like I said, the Yoruba are indigenous population of Nigeria. The Fulani are not indigenous population of Nigeria. The Fulani are immigrants from Futajalo. They just came to Nigeria. They were never part of Nigeria. The total population of Yoruba in Nigeria with 25%, that is the highest population of all the ethnic nationality in Nigeria. The Yoruba are 25%, the Fulani are only 9%. And in terms of contributions to the revenue of the federal government, the Yoruba alone produce 49% of the wealth of Nigeria. Fulani produce 0%. So what that means is that for every development, for every funding that the federal government of Nigeria is involved in, whether in Hausa Fulani land, whether in Igbo land, whether in Kanuri land, whether anywhere, the money for that project, 45% of it comes from Yoruba land. But Hausa Fulani has no contribution at all. But the Hausa Fulani, who are only 9% of the total population of Nigeria, who contribute nothing to the economy of Nigeria, they control the presidency of Nigeria, they control the National Assembly, they control the judiciary, they control the Nigerian military, they control all the intelligence agency, and they control the federal government parastatals and agency and senior civil service. So you imagine that people who are only 9% of the total population of Nigeria, they are controlling the Yoruba, who are 25% of the total population of Nigeria. Now, I'm going to talk about political parties. I will first of all talk about political parties in Nigeria, then I'm going to use what I've just explained about political party in Nigeria to show you what is obtainable in the United States and the United Kingdom. There are two major political parties we have in Nigeria. One, the APC. The second one is the PDP. Now, you agree with me that the intention of the Hausa Fulani is to control both parties. They want to control the PDP, they want to control the APC. That is the essential reason, that is the rationale behind Atiku announcing today that he is no longer part of the APC, so that they can control the PDP as well. You will see what the white Americans do and what the English do in their own country as well. I'm going to bring you to that. So the first thing they did, the Fulani, they thought they're so smart. The first thing they did is to bring a false narration about Atiku's company, Intel. You know, Intel was managing some services for the federal government. So they gave false impression to the Yoruba youth, who are essentially gullible, by the way. Yoruba youth are so gullible. They gave false information to the Yoruba youth that the federal government, which is led by Buhari, who is a Fulani, is fighting against Atiku, who is also a Fulani. So that was what they dish out as propaganda on social media in the last 2-3 weeks, that Buhari and Atiku are fighting each other, that Buhari has cancelled the business interests of Atiku's Intel. There was so much propaganda. So they pushed that ideas to the Yoruba youth. So the Yoruba youth, who are gullible, forget about the certificate they acquired. They are the most stupid set of youths you can have in Africa. Believe me, the Yoruba, they're so stupid. So they bought into that false narration that Buhari and Atiku are against one another. But that was false. There was nothing of such. So after that false narration was pushed, today Atiku came out to say that he is no longer part and parcel of the APC, essentially so that he can go, so that he goes into the PDP and control the machinery of that party for the benefit of the Hausa Fulani. Now, having said that, now let me just bring it down to your understanding. What I've said, I will give you a summary, then I'll use the United States of America as an example, and I'll use the United Kingdom as an example. What I've said in the beginning, for those who are just joining me, is plain simple. One, the Yoruba are indigenous member of the Nigeria ethnic nationalities. The Yoruba land in Nigeria is where we have always been since God created the Yoruba people. But the Hausa Fulani were never created as part of Nigeria. They were from Futajalon. They do not belong to any land in Nigeria, so they are immigrants. That's the first thing you need to know. In terms of the population of Nigeria, the Yoruba people are 25% of the total population of Nigeria, whereas the Fulani are only 9% of the total population of Nigeria. You will imagine that the Yoruba people, who are 25% of the total population of Nigeria, they should be able to control every other person because they have the largest population. But it is shocking that the Fulani, who are only 9% of the total population of Nigeria, are those in control of the Nigerian presidency. They are those in control of the National Assembly in Nigeria. They are in control of the judiciary in Nigeria. They are in control of the Nigerian military. They are in control of all the intelligence agencies across Nigeria. They are also in control of the federal ministries and departments, which is called parastatals. So you imagine that. That is so annoying for the generality of the Yoruba, particularly the Yoruba youth now. Now, having said this, you will then see that Atiku coming out to say he is no longer part of the APC is nothing other than a joker against the Yoruba nation to continue to enslave us. The first propaganda they came up with was that Buhari has suspended the business interests of Atiku Abubakar company, the Intel. That was the first narration they gave you. So after they've said that, they poisoned the mind of the Yoruba youth that, it is now Buhari versus Atiku. So because we have so much hatred for Buhari, we are going to align our interest and support with Atiku. That was a game on your intelligence by the Fulani. You always think they are stupid. So there's nothing like Buhari suspending Atiku business interest. No, it is a joker to enslave the Yoruba the more. So having used that propaganda against the intelligence of the Yoruba nation, today Atiku now came out and said he is now going to PDP. The intention of the Fulani is so simple. They want to capture and control the APC as a political party and capture and control the PDP as a political party. So they have brought in Atiku. Other Hausa Fulani will join so that they can capture the PDP. At the end of the day, they want to present to the whole Nigerian nation Fulani identity in both parties. Now, let me show you how white Americans do the same thing in the United States. In the United States, you will agree with me, there are two major political parties, the Republican Party and the Democratic Party. The Republican Party the Republican Party members are predominantly whites. Sorry, the Republican Party member in the United States are predominantly white people. They have one basic goal: to safeguard the interest and welfare of white Americans first and foremost. The second political party in the United States of America are the Democratic Party. The Democratic Party is populated by mixed people. You have the white Americans, you have the black Americans, you have the Hispanic, you have immigrants. They are the members of the Democratic Party. But the majority member of the Democratic Party are white Americans. And white Americans control the leadership of the Democratic Party. So you have Republican Party that is predominantly white Americans, and you have Democratic Party that is mixed with white, black, Hispanic, and immigrant. But notwithstanding the mixture of the Democratic Party, it is still being controlled by white Americans. The white Americans are still the candidates within the Democratic Party to vie for the major political positions, like the Republicans are predominantly white. So however you look at it, the white Americans will always control others in the United States of America. It is the same system in Britain. In Britain, there are two major political parties, the Conservative Party and the Labour Party. The Conservative Party members are predominantly English. But if you look at the Labour Party members are mixed. We have English, we have blacks, we have immigrants, we have other whites who are members of the Labour Party. But the Labour Party majority members is English. So whether you go to Conservative Party or you go to Labour Party in Britain, the English will always rule over that country. It is the same sheet of peace that Fulani are trying to practice over Yoruba people, and they have been doing it for quite a while, but they have been unsuccessful. In 1959 elections, we have the Hausa Fulani political party, we have the Yoruba political party, which is Action Group, we have the Igbo People Party, which is NCNC. In the 1979 elections, we have the Yoruba Party, we have the Igbo Party, we have the Hausa Fulani Party. In the 1999 elections, the PDP was essentially Hausa Fulani Party, the AD was Yoruba political party. During the last election, 2015, the PDP became a non-Hausa Fulani party because the Hausa Fulani wanted their home man to be the president. So that was why Hausa Fulani put themselves into the APC. So the game Atiku is playing is to think like the white Americans. The game Atiku is playing, saying it's no longer part of the APC, is to think like the English in Britain. This is why I'm calling on the Yoruba youth. So many people have invited me to come and join political party. Look, it is a generational thing. My family have always been with the Awolowo party. Even up until 2015, we were with the ACN until ACN messed up and produced Buhari as his presidential candidate. We have always been pro-Yoruba, but I want the Yoruba youth to learn one or two things from the white Americans, to learn from the English. What Atiku has done today is essentially to think like the whites in the United States and to think like the English in the United Kingdom. The Fulani are coming to capture both parties. By the time they capture both parties, they will have their say within the party. So Atiku is just coming to take over the PDP for the benefit of the Fulani. Nothing will benefit the Yoruba nation. Now, the simple question we should ask ourselves, what exactly is the way forward? I have said it in my last video. The Fulani are very, very weak. The Fulani are not sophisticated at all. The Fulani have never been outside power since 1960. The Yoruba have always been outside power. We have always been confronting the Hausa Fulani. Just think for a day, if Hausa Fulani no longer controls the presidency of Nigeria, they are no longer in charge of the National Assembly, they are no longer in control of the judiciary in Nigeria, they are no longer in control of the Nigerian military, they are no longer in control of the intelligence agency, they are no longer in control of the government department and the parastatals. For goodness sake, they won't survive one day, believe you me. But the Yoruba have always been outside of these things that I've mentioned. This is the time for young Yoruba to think like whites, Americans. This is the time for young Yoruba to think like the English. We cannot allow Fulani to continue to fool us. You cannot continue to say that you are the most educated out of Africa. You allow people who are illiterate, who are idiots, who are like barbarians to continue to control you politically. Now, every Yoruba youth is not talking about Atiku. For God's sake, Atiku is a Fulani man. Why are you not talking about Fayose? Why are you not talking about Tinubu? Why are you not even talking about myself to come and rule you over in Nigeria? Why are you talking about Fulani? Why must it be Fulani? We are not like Igbo that will say no election in Anambra, blah, 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 and it's going to be fucking bullshit. That's not what we're thinking about. We want to show some level of sophistication. We currently do not control the Nigerian military. We currently do not control all the intelligence agencies. the DSS, the police, the army, the navy, the prison, the custom, the immigration, name it. Everything is under the control of the Hausa Fulani. How do we take all of these things away from them? It is very, very simple. We have to embrace the use of chemical and biological weapons. It is simple. Hausa Fulani don't have such sophistication. Now, the second thing we have to do, and the most important thing we have to do, if we can take over our ports and our waterway, believe you me, we are 80% there. We're going to declare for Oduduwa Republic because we're going to defeat Hausa Fulani. The moment you take over Apapa Wharf, the moment you take over Tinker Port, the moment you take over Lagos International Airport, the moment you take over Lagos Stock Exchange, Nigeria is fucking finished. It is finished. There's nothing the English can do. The English have always supported the Fulani. Believe me, there's nothing the English can do. They are weak military-wise. They are so weak military-wise. There's nothing the English can do. The English do not like the Yoruba. This is one thing I've been emphasizing to the Yoruba youth. But you don't want to believe because we live in their country doesn't make they like us. They prefer Hausa Fulani because through Hausa Fulani, the English continue to control the Yoruba wealth. I said something to somebody, but maybe you don't know. In United Kingdom, there are 98,000 registered Nigerians. Do you know how many English who lives in Yoruba land? I'm not talking about Nigeria. There are more than 25,000 English who lives in Yoruba land. You think the English people are doing you a favor? The English have always been against the interest, the collective interest of the Yoruba nation. We have been speaking to them. We said we will relate with you. But there is a new consciousness among the young Yorubas that we have always known English to antagonize us. And if they continue to antagonize us, we are going to antagonize them too. Because they are the only people that Hausa Fulani are looking up to. That was why we said in our meeting to young Yorubas, we need to look up to Trump. We need to relate with white Americans. We need to show support for Trump's government. We need to speak up to the government in Brazil because they are Yoruba there. We need to negotiate and speak to people in China. We need to have friendship with people in Russia. These are the people we need to, because English will always antagonize the Yoruba nation. So Atiku coming out to tell you that he is now leaving APC is well calculated attempt to continue to fool the stupid, gullible, barbarian, idiot young Yorubas. They are now shouting about it, but they can't think straight. Why is it that in the United States of America, the Republican Party is predominantly English? Is predominantly white, rather. Why? Why is it that Republicans are predominantly white people? Why is it that the Democratic Party is mixed, but it has always been controlled by the white Americans? When you go to Britain, why is it that the Conservative Party is predominantly English members, but the Labour Party is mixed? You have blacks, English, whites, and other immigrants in the Labour Party, but Labour Party has always been controlled by the English. So this is exact thing the Fulani are doing. Atiku leaving APC now to join PDP is for the benefit of the Fulani to control the two major political parties in Nigeria. So we have to be smart as Yoruba youths. We have to be smart. And if we are not smart, we will continue to be slaves. We should not concern ourselves about what Atiku is doing. We should not concern ourselves about what the Hausa Fulani are doing. They are planning their own game. We have to step up our own game. That was why I keep telling you that we have to look up to the white Americans. We have to think like them. We have to learn from the English. We cannot continue to be fooled forever. Atiku is there to take advantage of PDP so that the Fulani can control that party. So that there will be Fulani controlling PDP, there will be Fulani controlling APC. But how many have Fulani in Nigeria? 9% of Nigerian population, whereas the Yoruba are 25%. What I'm expecting the Yoruba you to be talking about is this: how we are going to take over our waterways, how we are going to take over our port. The moment we take over our port, the moment we take over our waterways, believe you me, Fulani are finished. They are finished. There's nothing for them. So I don't want you to be fooled by the fact that Atiku is now saying he is a member of PDP. He just wants Fulani to control PDP so that Atiku can control PDP. There is nothing that will benefit you. Your life will continue to be useless. Your life will continue to be useless. So having said all of that, let me just take some moment to look at what you say. There are people saying I'm saying the right thing. Yeah, so many people said it's true. Yeah, that's a fact. Thanks for believing me. That's a statement of fact. Do not be fooled. This is the time. Let me give you one scenario. Are you aware that since 1960 there is no Yoruba man who has been president of Nigeria? Now, if I tell you that, you will be shocked. You will make mention of Obasanjo. Obasanjo is not a Yoruba man. Everybody knows this. Obasanjo is an Igbo man. Obasanjo's father was an Igbo man. The only Yoruba that we can name as head of state of Nigeria was Shonekan. He was appointed by Babangida and he served only for 3 months. Can you imagine a Yoruba people that are 25% of the total population of Nigeria? We have not produced one single president of Nigeria. We are slaves. This is what my generation has come to change. This is what my generation has been born to do. And this is what we are going to do. So the way forward is for you to talk about Apapa Wharf. It's for you to question that. Why should Awusa Fulani be controlling our waterways? Are we controlling their land? I wrote a very beautiful articles which about Obasanjo, how Obasanjo has destroyed Yoruba land. Believe you me, if that man were to be a white American or an English, he would have long been killed by the youths, by the white American youths and the English youths. But we have accommodated this man who destroyed our homeland for so long. I am calling on Yoruba. There is no amount of your presence in the United States of America that can make you a first-class citizen. There is no amount of years you have spent living in England that will make you to attain your full human potential. I live in England, but I am not attaining my full human potential because I am black and I'm Yoruba. It is for us to think straight. It is for us to think about how we can make Yoruba land great. There is nothing that concerns us with Nigeria. We have nothing in common with the Hausa Fulani. We have nothing in common with the Igbo. Let the Hausa Fulani develop their own homeland. Let the Yoruba develop themselves. Let the Igbo concentrate on developing their own homeland. We are not one. We will never be. For goodness sake, ask yourself, why is it since this year we've been talking nothing other than politics? Using social media, we've been talking nothing other than politics. We're not talking about education problem. We're not talking about housing. We're just talking nonsense, complete nonsense. How people can take up power. Why is it that you expected? Let me give you a gist. For 200 years, the English colonial talk colonized Yoruba land. But for that 200 years, they never gave us anything television. They never gave us anything called stadium. They never gave us skyscraper. They never gave us free education. They never gave us free healthcare. For 200 years that the English colonial talk ruled Yoruba land. But Awolowo ruled us under 9 beautiful years. He gave us everything. Because Awolowo was a Yoruba man. Buhari has been there for far too long. He has given you nothing. Let me cite another example for you. Look at Apapa Wharf Road. Apapa local government alone contribute more money to the federal government account than the entire 19 states in the north and 419 local government. Just one local government in Yoruba land. But look at that road, Apapa Wharf Road. But if you go to Kaduna Abuja Road, Kano Abuja Road, Kaduna Maiduguri Road, it's 8 lanes. Built by the wealth generated in Yoruba land and in the Niger Delta for the benefit of Hausa Fulani. Look at that Lagos-Ibadan Express Road. You know how many lives has been lost? You know several accidents that has happened in that place? But they collect your VAT, they collect your corporate income tax, they collect your education tax, they collect your education tax, but they cannot fix that road in Yoruba land. Yoruba youth, you have to wake up. I live in England. I have never, and I will never be able to attain my full human potential because this is not my country. You will have the same problem unless we develop our own country. You continue to live in America, show off with pictures of beautiful places. You will never be happy. It is until you get to your older age that is when you are going to regret not building your own homeland. This is the time for us to build our own homeland. This is the time for us to take up leadership. We should not concern ourselves with the game plan of the Fulanis. The Fulanis are trying as much as possible to continue to control and dominate and subjugate the Yoruba nation. But if we take over our ports, if we take over our waterway, Fulani are finished. They know this. You know, I'm just making a video, and I've had an organization, the Young Yoruba for Freedom. Because of the simple truth I'm telling you, because I'm waking up the entire Yoruba nation, Fulani want to try and assassinate me in Denmark. That shows you one thing. We are hitting them. We are going to take over our land. We are going to take over our waterways. We are going to take over our port. That should concern you. That should be your major concern, not about Atiku. Atiku and his Fulani group are articulating how they will continue to subjugate the Yoruba nation. The stupid man is now coming about to tell you about restructuring. He was the vice president for 8 years. The hopeless man is not telling you that he's coming to change your life. He can never change your life. Look, everybody knows Tinubu to be corrupt. Believe you me, if Tinubu is the president of Nigeria, as a Yoruba citizen, it's going to better your life than any non-Yoruba. Believe you me, that is the honest truth. If Fayose should be the president of Nigeria, Yoruba will be better off than if Fulani are in charge. Look at what they are doing. My age mate is the chairman of NPA, Nigerian Port Authority. Nigerian Port Authority belongs to the Yoruba nation. People like me should be managing it. My head mate is the CBN governor designate. The lady they just appointed as the CBN deputy governor, they are going to make her CBN governor. She's just my head mate. I'm well educated than her. I'm well sophisticated than her. She doesn't know anything. The lady in NPA doesn't have a clue about what she's running. I started writing my first book at the age of 23, 24 years. That was when I wrote my first book on Nigeria. But the Hausa Fulani are controlling what belongs to me as a Yoruba citizen. They're controlling my wealth. They're controlling my waterways. And stupid Yoruba people, you come in and want to go to America, you come in and want to go to England. What if the English have refused to build their own country? Are we going to have a place we are going to be? What if the white Americans have refused to build their own nation? Are we going to have a place to run to? So why are we not going to be ready to key in into one thing that is simple, Oduduwa Republic, so that we can build Yoruba nation? But you would rather go to America. Look at how Yoruba have been killed in Libya. Look at how Yoruba have been killed in Libya because they want to come to Europe. But if they have fought and died for Yoruba nation, believe me, we will have had Oduduwa Republic. All those Yoruba who are dying in Libya, they should just go and attack Apapa and take it over. All these Yoruba who are involved in cultism, they should just gang up and take over Apapa. Their life will be better because they will have more money to spend because we are going to pay them handsomely. So don't let us be the butt of a joke. Let us be reasonable Yoruba youth. I am calling on you because you've been very wonderful. You've been very wonderful. I'm going to say this. When I produce my book, Yoruba youth in Russia, Yoruba youth in Germany, there was a Yoruba man with his German wife and his 20 years old son. I'm not going to mention his name. They paid for more than 50% for the cost of purchasing of publishing my book. Yoruba in Estonia, Yoruba in America. People who has joined our website. The head of our chemical exploration is a Yoruba citizen who studied from St. Andrews University in Scotland. She's a lady. People are embracing the ideology, the ideas and ideal of Oduduwa Republic. The young Yoruba are waking up. And this is the beauty of it. People continue to say that we are not there. By the time we are going to shock you, you will be shocked. So I'm calling on all Yoruba youth. Atiku coming to PDP is the game plan of the Fulani to control the two political parties in Yoruba land. This is the same thing the white Americans do in America. They control the Republican Party, they control the Democratic Party. It's the same logic the English are using in Britain. They control the Labour Party, they control the Conservative Party. When I came to England, I was voting for Liberal Democrat until I voted for David Cameron. I joined Conservative Party because that was when I got into the consciousness that the Conservative parties are always thinking about protecting the English first. So why should I be voting against them? I'm also thinking about protecting the interest of the Yoruba nation first. So that was why I joined Conservative Party. And I did that deliberately because I'm stealing ideas from them. I'm stealing ideas from the white Americans too because I want to better my homeland. I want Yoruba land to be better off. I want the Hausa Fulani to stop stealing our resources. Folks, and to young Yoruba, don't be deceived by Atiku. It's a game plan. Fulani wants to take over PDP. Fulani wants to take over APC. So they control the political parties in Nigeria for the benefit of the Fulani people. We have to fight. There shouldn't be an election in 2019, but I'm not advocating for that. What I'm advocating for is for the young Yoruba to take over our power. Look, let me tell you, do you know how many Yoruba children that died every day from sanitation-related diseases? 200. I will tell you one thing that will shock you now, but you may have read this, I have produced this some times ago. Do you know that every day in Lagos State alone, 150 armed robbery cases are reported to the police every blessed day? 150 armed robbery cases. There are some that are not being recorded. That is the average on a daily basis. Out of 150 armed robbery cases, 40 involve the use of firearms. So when me and my friends were doing this data together to come up with something to educate the Yoruba youth, if you have 150 cases of armed robbery reported every day in Lagos State, in which 40 involve the use of firearm. So when a gun is discharged 40 times, there is possibility that could be at least 20 deaths. So if you multiply 20 by 7, folks, that will come to 140 deaths per week from armed robbery. I'm not talking about kidnapping. I'm not talking about assault. I'm not talking about rape. I'm not talking about organized crime. I'm not talking about people that are dying of malaria. I'm not talking about people that are dying of typhoid fever. I'm not talking about people that are dying from drug use. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about armed robbery. We have 140 people killed in Lagos State every week from armed robbery. If you compute that one for your state, Ondo State, Ogun State, Kwara State, Kogi State, Akoko Edo, Ishekiri, folks, what are you talking about? Osun State. So when we have 140 Yoruba dying per week in Lagos State from armed robbery, sorry, what stops us from saying we group up, we take over our waterway? Cambodia finished. They have gone. Believe me, Oduduwa Republic is assured. It is that port. The moment we can take it away, that was how we used the same thing for economic blockade. The economic blockade that will use simply means that all the goods and services coming abroad into the east, then during the war, were stopped at Apapa. They were stopped at Calabar port. It doesn't belong to the Igbo. They were stopped. So if we take over, look, this is our waterways. Lagos State, down to Ogun State, down to Ondo State, down to Ishekiri. That is 95% of Nigerian waterway. We are blessed. Eledumare has blessed Yoruba land. So, but why are we acting foolishly? By the time we take over this waterway, there's nothing the English can do, because it is only the English that will support the Hausa Fulani. By the time our political leaders, by the time our friends like Brazil, Russia, China, and Scandinavia, by the time they put pressure on the English will not sell weapons to our Fulani. By the time those of us who live in their own country put serious pressure on them, believe me, the English will stop. And we take our waterway, we just declare for Oduduwa Republic, folks, we are fine. This is how God wants us to be. The best of Japanese brain are not in North America or Europe. They are in Japan. One structure alone. The best of Chinese brain are not in North America or in Europe. They are in China. One structure alone. The best of Russia brain are not in Europe or North America. They are in Russia. One structure alone. The best of white American brains are in white Americans. One structure alone. The best of the English brain are in Britain. One structure alone. Why is it that the best of our brain, Yoruba, we're in North America, we're in Europe? That's why our homeland is destroyed. The best of our brain are outside Yoruba land. We can never develop without consciousness. This is the time for us to do what is right. I am pleading and I'm begging the young Yorubas. It is our generation. That is the cost we have been born to carry, and we have to carry it. Don't be fooled by the stupid nonsense that is coming from Atiku. He's a stupid man. A Fulani man, they're just 9% of the total population of Nigeria. The idiot. Tinubu, let me tell you, as bad as you people condemn Tinubu, have you seen Tinubu changing political party? Have you seen it? This guy came under SDP. SDP metamorphosized into AD. From AD, Tinubu changed AD to AC. From AC, Tinubu changed it to ACN. From ACN, he made a terrible mistake, form an alliance with the CPC and call it APC. Tinubu has never left his political party. But this stupid Atiku man, a Fulanist idiot, is just jumping from one political party to another. Tinubu is more honorable than Atiku. It is a time for you to learn about self-preservation. You have to think about your whole thing. Why is it that Tinubu, look, you know, remember Abiola helped Shagari to become president of Nigeria in 1979? Abiola single-handedly sponsored Shagari campaign throughout Nigeria. But when it was the time of Abiola, what did they do? These horrible, hopeless, barbarian Hausa Fulani people, they murdered him. Tinubu single, this stupid, hopeless Buhari, this jihadist Buhari, stupid idiot, a complete illiterate. He has been trying to win an election for years. But Tinubu made him what? He made him president. Look at the way and manner they are treating him. The stupid idiot, hopeless Yoruba, you are not shouting about Atiku. Ayima Bajeni. Why don't you shout about your own blood? Tinubu? Why are you not talking about him? He has never changed his political party. But Atiku has been jumping from one hand to another. He's thinking about the interests of the Fulani. I don't even have to blame him. They are smart. They are smarter than the Yorubas. Atiku go. Atiku ni. Please wake up from your slumber. And then for your information, we no longer call Muritala Muhammad International Airport that name. That's a terrible thing. It's a terrible name. It is now Lagos International Airport. That Amodu Bello way. As the president of the Young Yoruba for Freedom, I have changed it based on the directive and authority of my group. We represent the interests of the Yoruba youth. We have changed Amodu Bello way to Fela Anikulapo's way. The Nigerian Stock Exchange, we have reverted its name back to its original name, Lagos Stock Exchange. And we are going to take over our ports. We're going to take over our waterways. And God Almighty is going to help us. Forget about Atiku. They are all crazy. Think about the Oduduwa Republic. Thank you, folks. Oduduwa. Ashe.